Good morning, Flosstube. Welcome back. My name is Stuart. This is Stuart's and Stitches. Today is Sunday, the 21st of September, and this is Flosstube number 42. How are you all? I hope you're well. We've had a good week. I've had a good week here. Had a good stitching week. I've managed to stitch every day, which is always a good thing. It's a lovely day here in the Central Belt. We have blue skies and sunshine, which is lovely at this time of year. And it is noticeably cooler, hence this to keep me warm. The hoodies were out yesterday because it was very cold during the day. I had to put the heating on for a wee while last night. I object to putting the heating on in September. I really do. I don't care if it's the 21st. October is the earliest I would normally consider, but there was a distinct drop in temperature yesterday for some reason or other, so on it went for an hour or two. It's back off now, let me tell you. Something wrong with the heating going on in September. I don't like that. Not at all. Anyway, so sunny weather, so I'll get out for a walk this afternoon, I think. Stretch my legs a wee bit, which will be nice. Put my earbuds in, listen to my current book, which I shall enjoy very much. It's Helen Fielding's. The title of which I can't remember now because it's on what I'm looking at as I record. But it is very good. I'm enjoying it. I'll tell you more about that probably next week if I recall, once I finish listening to it, and I can tell you a bit more about the plot line, which is fascinating at the moment. I'm enjoying where it's going. So there's a wee teaser for you. If I do remember, I'll probably put the title in along the bottom so as you go and look it up. Let me just write that down at 1 minute 42. There's no point in telling you a thing and then not telling you the full thing. Book title. I can see I'm going to be doing this a lot during this video for inserting stuff. Right, so welcome back everybody to my existing subscribers, those who follow me faithfully and comment faithfully every week. Welcome, it's lovely to spend some time stitching with you again, and for me to share my stitching, and hopefully you'll be stitching along with me as you're watching. Maybe looking up when something grabs your interest from your stitching. To those who are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you continue to enjoy what I'm sharing with you. Thank you for the likes and subscribes, it's much appreciated at this side of the camera. And to those who have just found me, again, my welcome is extended to you as well. I hope you enjoy what I'm sharing with you, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up, lets me know that you do like it. Maybe think about subscribing and ringing the bell. If you ring that bell, you get notified whenever I upload a video, which tends to be on a Sunday. I do tend to record weekly unless something is happening that weekend, in which case it'll be either the Saturday or the Monday, depending on what is happening. Please do comment below, let me know what you're working on while you're watching this. It's always interesting to see the wide variety of stitching that people do. I thought I knew quite a lot about the stitching patterns. When they're mentioned I would recognise them, but oh my, what a variety there is. The number of times when I'm reading the comments to Carl, I suddenly go quiet, and says, what are you doing? And I'm Googling, so I need to know what that chart is. I've never heard of that before as I switch over to Google and have a wee squint around to see what it is. So please do keep sharing. Fascinating, like I say, lots of inspiration there, lots of beautiful stitching going on, so thank you for sharing. Any other comments you want to leave, please do. I always enjoy the comments. I usually manage to reply to most of you when I'm reading them out. I tend to just type my reply at the same time, so thank you again, and please continue with that. Right, today we're going to be talking, it's the usual menu. Whips. There's something off the shelf of surprises, we've got a bit of haul and some plans. That should see us through the next 45 minutes or so, I think. So without further ado, let's move on to the whips. So we'll start with tips. So I'm busy looking down at my notes, just make sure I'm not missing anything. I must slow down. I'm conscious I'm speaking quick this morning. I'm not even had my coffee yet. When I was driving the speed, I do remember somebody saying that they have to listen very carefully when I speak sometimes because I tend to rattle along. I have always been guilty of that, even as a child. If I was in a play or something at school or reading, I was always told to slow down. That's the only thing about me that's quick, let me tell you. Anyway, temperature stitching. So, for my temperature stitching, this idea, I haven't acknowledged this for a couple of weeks. I lifted this from Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter, and her method of doing it. I have taken 10 pieces and assigned them 0 to 9. And then I check the high temperature for the day on the BBC weather app. Pick a weather app of your choice. For me, it just has to be the BBC one. And I then look at the high temperature and take the last digit of that high temperature, because this time of year we're still in double digits. We're heading perilously close to getting into single digits. We've not quite tipped over there yet, thankfully. When it's single digits, well, that is a digit that tells me what I'm stitching. So if it's 19, then it's 9, which is, that's just changed recently. It's become Aurora Cabin, which sadly hasn't come out yet. I'm looking forward to that coming out. I suspect it won't come out now till we actually hit a 9. Mixed blessings there. So, in no particular order, so it's just as I pulled them out of the basket, here is what we have this week. So first up is Quilting Bee, a fairly new edition, but it's come out quite a lot. Quilting Bee comes out when it is 17, when it's a 7 involved. So this week we had a 17. Let me just take the chart off the paper, off the fabric. Here's what it will look like when it's finished. A lovely design from the Janine at the Blue Flower, Janine McGowan. Oh, my stomach's giving a wee gurgle. I don't know, it's got gurgle for breakfast is hours away yet. So, this came out, this just came out once this week. Yes, it did. So this came out on Wednesday and I got 124 stitches. This has been stitched in 40 count linen, my first ever foray into 40 count linen when I started this piece many years ago. And here's where we are. I'm peering around the side here just to see what you see. Oh, aye, there we go. It's coming along nicely. So I finished basically this week I finished this wing. So that wing is now complete. So my next point of call will be this motif that I've started here. We'll finish that and start bringing this along to match up with down here. And then we'll start, we'll just start building up the motifs here. There's another wing to go in. So I'm very pleased with how that's looking. So let's say that came out for one day and got 124 stitches. That was fairly easy to count. When I'm doing my stitching for temperature stitching, I'll either do 100 stitches on it when it appears, if it's easy to count or if it's in pattern keeper, or failing that, and I'm dotting all over the place on it, I will do an hour's worth of work, which generally would equate to about 100 stitches probably, give or take. Let's just put things back where they belong. And then we don't get mixed up, do we, Stuart? Oh, I still get mixed up. Right, so that was a Quilting Bee. Lovely piece, thoroughly enjoying that being in temperature stitching. And I'm probably going to keep that in temperature stitching into next year till I finish it, I think. I'll probably get the stage where it'll just come out and get put into like a week's worth of work to finish it. And that's the threads. It's all over dies. So these are the over dies that are called for. Let's put them into the alphabetical order. There we go. Yeah, very pretty. Right, what's next? Next is Supernatural. There's not much to show you in this apart from this must be boring for you to see this one, to be honest, because it's just the border I'm working along and it's the same thing every time. It's just I'm further along. I'll need to stand up probably to let you see this in the frame. So there we are. So I was working along here. So this came out twice, I think. So I managed to get about 5 or so of these segments, of these arches done along the bottom. So we're getting there. We're getting across. So I think this one, when the border's finished, this will probably go away before I feel ready to start doing the infill of the little, all the supernatural characters that are in their own little boxes within the border. So I'm very confused on which way to go to show you this. So there we are. So that's been stitched on something. Have I got it somewhere? I did have it, but I don't know where I put it. Is it that? There's a tag sitting down here. Oh yes, it is. This is X2 design. It's a 32 count Belfast linen called Old Mushroom. There we go. So there we are. Sorry, you just saw my art. Oh, what have I done? We've moved you. That's better. Bring you back where you belong. So that's Supernatural. That came out, I think that got 2 days. I did. Let me just put it back. I'm standing up. Right. Yeah, that got 2 days this week. Came out on Tuesday and Thursday. So that number 6 is for Supernatural. So we got 238 stitches. Not bad mathing in my head as I speak. Right, next piece to show you is a Dimensions kit. Fall Fairy, good old favourite. Lots of people have done this, very popular piece. I saw somebody in the Heaven and Earth group had finished the full cover, well this is full coverage as well, but had finished the one that Michelle had charted. It looked very good, enjoyed seeing that. So, this got 1 day, and it got, this came out on Monday, it got 132 stitches. Now when I say stitches in this, that's a combo of full cross and half cross. I'm not differentiating on it, or I'd never get finished. I'd end up doing it all day, and that's not the idea. Neither it is. So let's see where we are. I'm just wrangling the fabric, a whole art in itself. And where did I work? Where did I work? Oh, aye. Right. Ooh, come back here. Right, there's what it's looking like so far. Are we alright there? Aye. Something wrong. I'm going to pause you a second. I think I need to adjust my camera angle. Something not quite right good on there. Right, we're back in the house again. Back in the room. There, that's better. Right, so there's where we're at the moment. Oops. And I was working over here. So I was just filling in up. There were some gaps in amongst her hair here, which I've filled in. I'm working along the blue at the top, filling in. There were some blue sections in here as well to fill in. So it's coming along. So the idea is to get this first quadrant finished and then make a decision on what I do after that. I'm loving the bright colours in it. The blue sky, very similar to what I'm seeing out the window today. So there we are. So that's using everything that came and stitched as called for with it. Any number of threads are required. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take your pick. And there's going to be a whole pane of back stitching lying ahead of you. I wonder if that's a collective noun for back stitching. A pane of back stitching. Certainly, it would work for me. Back stitching has never been my favourite thing to do. I don't know what it is about. Generally my stitches are alright, but I can never get my back stitching to lie nicely. And it's really annoying. However, hence why I don't do many pieces that require back stitching, but I do like a Dimensions kit, so hoist with my own petard maybe. Right then, that's that. What was that stitched on? 16 count, I think. Yes, 16 count. 16 count Ada that was provided. With the threads that were provided. Alright. Last piece up is everyone's favourite. Or one of everyone's favourites anyway. Just make sure that the needle minder is strategically placed. So you all know what's coming. Right, so this is Tom of Finland. The naughty stitching. And Tom came out, when did Tom come out? Yesterday morning, so he got 107 stitches. So we're over halfway now, so we're starting the beginning of the top half of the piece. So I've just doing some of the white up here, just to get 100 stitches in yesterday. So there's where we are. Coming along well, enjoying working in this, as you can probably imagine. Carl is delighted to see the progress continuing. So again, I'll probably stick with this for a while yet. So this has been stitched on 28 count 2/2 for a piece of fabric by Hand Dye Fabrics by Stephanie. I can't remember the name of it sadly, but I know it's one of her beautiful fabrics. So there we go. Coming along not bad at all. I need to be careful about moving that needle minder a bit more, I think. Or I'm going to get hustled out of the room. Right then. So that was the temperature stitching for the week. Wait a minute, did I stop that video and start it again? I think I did. Oh well, I'll have to merge them together and then do my editing. Press stop instead of pause earlier. Hey ho, well, I'm no restarting, that's for sure. Right, what's next? So the other daily stitching I do is for Andrew, the Runner Stitcher's Marathon Training Whip into Shape Challenge. So for those of you who don't know, which rock have you been living under? This has been all over Flosstube I think now for months. Andrew, the runner stitcher, was training for the Sydney Marathon. He started his training for that in May, but due to events beyond his control, and he had to move house, he wasn't able to. He completed his training, but wasn't able to travel to Sydney because the move was happening around the same time as the marathon would have been happening. Well, the marathon did happen, so there was a clash there. So sadly for Andrew, that didn't take place. However, not being one to take such a thing lying down, he has picked himself up and reassessed the situation and is now training for the New York Marathon in November. So the marathon training continues, so the Whip into Shape challenge is continuing, and I have swapped over now, and I am now doing a piece from Stitches So Beautiful called Frost and Velvet. And every day that Andrew trains, I stitch 100 stitches a day as a minimum into the piece. And I'm really enjoying doing it. So here's what it's going to look like one day. Lovely, lovely Santa. I'm down here. And just in that cuff and coming over into his hand. So let me show you. Progress so far is... I'm working on this for you before the challenge as well. I have 2,793 stitches done out of 360,000, which gives me a total of 0.78%. That 1% is looming. I'm beginning to get tickled. Right, where's the piece? Oh, wait a minute. Come here, don't be shy. Right, hang on a second, I'm just going to sort it down there. There's a wee bit of a guddle. There's a project bag not sitting where it should be sitting. Right, there we go. Right, I'm back. Now you've had the joy of my baldy heed. So, here's where we are. Right. Yeah. So, I'm doing cross country on this one. So, I've totally finished the bottom row of the first page now. I'm nearly finished the second row. So, what I'm doing is I'm picking a thread as I go along, picking the next one along, and then just working that thread till it runs out and within the page, or creeping into the next page, I don't mind. So it's coming along nicely. There we go, bring it in for a wee close up. So this bit here is the fur on his sleeve. This is the kind of dark bit in between his sleeve and his arm. We've got a wee finger coming in here, and this is a kind of bluey night path in the woods. So it's coming along very nicely, very happy with that. So I won't get anything today because today is one of Andrew's rest days, unless he's changed his mind. I haven't looked yet. So that can go away. So that was Frost and Velvet. So what else have I worked on this week? I'm so pleased you asked. I do like saying that. Right. So we had didn't have quite a disaster, but I had a bit of a I don't know, a little bit of a setback with Angel of Winter from Lavender and Lace. If I remember, I'll put a picture up here for that. That's 7 minutes in, but I remember to add in 7 minutes plus for picture. So here's where we are on it. This is it in its entirety. You see I've taken it off the rods, so just let me stand up. So that wee bit down there is where I worked on this week. And I'll give a wee bit of a story as to what the setback was. But she's lovely, isn't she? She's a big lady. Well, angels are supposed to be sexless, but this one's definitely depicted as a lady. Anyway, so I'm not going to tell you what the exact problem was. What I will be curious for is to see if you can spot what I thought the problem was. So there's where I worked this week. I was working down this area here. So it nearly got thrown in the bin. But I thought, well, before I do that, I took it off the frame, put it inside a pillowcase, shoved it in the washing machine, gasp, horror, shock. So I stopped clutching the pearls. It came out fine, as you can see, and it's been pressed, so it's looking not bad. And that seems to have resolved sort of the issue I was thinking I had. So I am going to persevere with it. It's going away for a while now because it's out of favour at the moment. But it will come back. It's not getting thrown out yet. And we'll continue and see how we get on. I'm glad I did put it through the washing machine. It seems to have resolved what I was experiencing with it. So I'll be very interested to see if you can spot anything. That will certainly give me a clue as to my next steps. So that was Angel of Winter. So what replaced it, you may ask? Well, so that took place. Oh, did I write that down? I washed that on Friday, so I started something else on Friday. So something else that I had sitting hasn't been out for a wee while. Again, I'll put a picture up here. 9 minutes plus something. And this is a Bella Filipina piece called Amphitrite. It is huge, by the way. This one is massive. So it's a beautiful, beautiful mermaid queen sitting in a shell. And you really don't see much of that yet where I am, because as usual, I've started at the bottom. I started this, was it March for Mermaid Day, with Kenny from Kenny Stitches and Tyler from Willet Stitches. They started this stitch along for this, and I decided I was going to try. They were doing a Bella Filipina mermaid, which wasn't one I had, but I knew I had Amphitrite all kitted up, ready to go. So it seemed an ideal opportunity to get her started. I think they were doing her Duja. So here's where we are. Let me stand up again. I can then see what you're seeing. Oh, there we go. My lamp's in the way here. But as you can see, there's a lot going on here. So that's one of my longer sets of scroll rods. So this, since I picked it up, I did, where are we? I've been working there, so I filled that in, and now moving along here. So filled that wee sort of sandy curl in there. There's some metallics going on there as well, one Cranic Gold, and then just started moving along. So I'll just move along, fill it up, bring it up a wee bit. But I really enjoyed working in this past couple of days. So this is a piece of 28 count even weave from Sparklies called Galeen. I saw somebody had stitched it on this. It's an ombre fabric. I don't know if that's going to come over or not. You can see down here it's kind of sandy coloured like the bottom of the sea. And then it kind of darkens into a blue as we go up through the depths. As you can see in the rolled up bit here. So there's that. But I'm really enjoying working on that, and I'll continue, I think, for a wee while. It's been a while since that's been on the frame. Well, no, it's been a while since it's been on the stand anyway, my lovely needle beads stand. By the way, if you're interested in needle beads just stuff and you're thinking of buying just now, they have a sale on 10% off. There's a code in the homepage, I think it's summer 25. Go and have a look. Their delivery times are much, much improved. So don't let what has happened in the past put you off if you're considering it. I think the turnaround time is now about 2 weeks, which is tremendous. So for a handcrafted item. So if you're in the market for scroll frames or bars or extenders just now, nip along and have a look, is what I would say to you. So that's the whips for the week. That's the Temperature, Frost and Velvet, Angel of Winter and Amphitrite. So quite a bit of stitching this week all in all, which I'm very happy about. Right, what do we have next? Oh, we're onto the shelf. We're onto the shelf. Like a friend of mine who used to joke about he didn't mind being a spinster of the parish as long as he was taken down and dusted every so often from the shelf. Always chuckle when I think of that. Right, so here we are. This is the first one that came off the shelf today. This is an oldie from Mirabilia, Lady of Mystery, MD152. She's a beauty. To a shame she's not even started. I've got everything in here for her, he says. Alright, I've even got the embellishment pack. So just some beads for her. I've obviously chosen some fabric, although that decision may change. This is what is this? It's Perman linen, fat quarter. And it's 32 count. Oh, that'll be getting changed. This is the days before I knew better. So that belongs in there, that belongs in there. And what else is in here? That is a lovely design though, isn't it? I've seen a few people working in this. I love the colour of that dress and that frame round her. Oh yes, she is a stunner. She deserves to come out and get worked on. To my shame, I haven't. Oh aye, these are with you. This is my envelope phase. These are the threads. So this is I kitted this up years ago, and I was going through a phase of using envelopes to store things in. Cheap and cheerful. Oh, I don't know why the light suddenly dimmed there. It'll come back, no doubt. Anyway, so all the threads are in those envelopes. Those envelopes can get dropped into a box, and then it's handy to work from and very portable. So at the moment they're all living in this bag here, or well, this project sleeve, for want of a better term. Again, I've said this before, I'm like the cobbler's son, insofar as I make all these project bags and I keep none for myself nowadays. What can I say? You're all too kind to me. So that was Lady of Mystery from Mirabilia. And I thought I'd share a couple of other whips that you maybe haven't seen. So these are both Heaven and Earth Design full coverage pieces. You know, I like my full coverage. And I haven't worked with them for a while, so they're not in my new tablet yet. So I've imported them in this morning just to show you the mock-ups and where we are. So the first one is a Thomas Kincaid piece. I started this in 2018. Yes, it was when Carl came out of hospital. He had been in for a very rough appendectomy. They basically slit him like a pig. And it took a good few months for all that to heal up. However, we're all good now, so there's nothing to worry about. It's all fine. It was a trifle traumatic at the end of 2018 though. Anyway, so I started work on this lovely, lovely piece. This is one of the first Thomas Kincaid pieces that Michelle charted way back then. And we are at, there's my progress, 20,598 stitches complete on 375,000, giving a total of 5.49% complete on this lovely, lovely piece. And this is being stitched on 32 count, 2/110. Catherine, stop rolling your eyes. It really is like a carpet. And I was parking, as you will see. So if you're not very good with threads hanging, this is not the piece to be looking at. There are threads, and there are threads, and then just to join the party, there are more threads. I think I've got them all under control, he says. So here's where we are. It's amazing, this piece. I do like it. I love the detail that's coming through. Look at you see the wee teddy down there? I remember stitching that bed and stepping back thinking, what have I just stitched? And I looked at, oh, there's a teddy bear. And the carpet coming in to the side of him, you've got the fire above. It's beautiful though. I'm so pleased how that looks. So pleased I haven't touched it for about 2 or 3 years. So there you are. It's coming along very nicely. And it is like a tapestry, it's quite thick. But I actually do like that. I know some of you don't, but I actually do quite like that tapestry feeling of it. I don't know why. We're all different, we're all strange in our own little ways. Right. And lots of part threads hanging there. For those of you who worry about part threads thinking you'll get confused, you're only as confused as your own carelessness when you're parking, I have discovered. Insofar as if you don't mark it on your pattern keeper, then the game's a bogey, really. Because Pattern Keeper does have the functionality where you can, if you're a parker, which is one of the things I like doing, my stitching, hands up, you do have to mark off where you've parked, and Pattern Keeper wonderfully, and I'm sure Markup XP will do as well, for those of you who are Markup XP fans, gives you the functionality to mark a parked stitch. As long as you do that, although it looks absolute nightmare on the piece, every thread is marked, and you know exactly where you are with it. It's not as scary as it looks. And I like parking. I like all types of stitching. You know this. I like parking because everything fills in as you go, and it looks good, and you get a good sense of the design building up. I like cross country because I feel I move faster when I'm doing cross country. And again, the design does build up a bit slower, but when you're actually working along and you start filling it, and it starts filling in quite quickly, and you're down to your odd ninja stitches here and there, it's quite satisfying as well. So horses for courses, and it depends on my mood which I'd like doing. I was very interested to see from Jen the other day. Oh, my keyboard's about to take a tip down. Hang on, I just saw someone looking at a very rakish angle there. I wasn't very happy with. There we go, safe and sound. I was interested to hear Jen the other day saying that she was heavily into diagonal parking for a while, particularly in her glorious honeymoon sunset, and she has since, in the past sort of month or so, been creeping back into cross country. So again, there's no hard and fast. You don't have to be one or the other. You can be both. It's whatever floats your boat at that particular point in your stitching life. There's no rules. Well, there's only one rule, and that's that every top stitch must go the same way. Other than that, how you get to that point with your stitching, entirely up to you. Nobody's going to judge. Well, they might do, but they better not talk about it. Right, so that was Thomas Kincaid. Next one's a Randall Spangler one, which is in a plastic thing I got from Amazon at some point many years ago. This is Home is Where the Magic Is. Again, this is on the diagonal and parked. This is before both of these pieces were before I found the wonder of gridded fabric, and I'm not restarting them. That is so not going to happen. So this will look like one day that. Lovely, lovely kind of wintry piece. Right up my street, floats my boat, all that good stuff. There you go. I'm sure you can guess where I've started. And this has had... Where are we? 13,203 stitches of 333,900, giving a total progress of 3.95%. So, not bad. And it looks like, again, we've got part threads, so don't get twitchy. There we go. Again, the detail in this is lovely, isn't it? You can see the stones, the light falling over them, catching the edge of the snow. We've got a creature coming in. Oh, where is it? I remember seeing it. Oh, it's there, that kind of gargoyle-y thing coming in here. The stone wall that it's sitting on. There's a tree coming in. The whole thing is lovely. The detail is very good. And again, this needs to be brought out and worked on. There's just so many things to work on. What can I say? But it's a beauty, isn't it? So I'm very happy with the progress I've made in those pieces, although they haven't seen the light of day for a while. Let me get that folded up. So that's kind of some of Stuart's whips and things off the shelf. It's always nice to explore, I think, isn't it? We're coming to the end of this section now, though, I fear, in that I think you've probably seen just about everything over the past year and a bit that I have. Would you believe? I wonder if I should think about just doing a rinse and repeat. Tell me what you think. Can you bear for me to go through the boxes in the cupboard? The cupboard of doom again? Because although some of them have been worked on, the actual content of that cupboard is much the same. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You know the drill. Right, what's next? Oh, we've got haul. We have haul. Oh, let me tell you. Right, so first off the bat, I got a couple of pieces of fabric from Kate at Sparkly's. These are not fabric, well, they are fabrics of the month, but not the current ones. These are fabrics of the month I've had before, and I liked so much I went back and asked for a fat half of each. So the first I'm going to show you, you'll have seen fairly recently because it was the one I stitched the bookshelf on the giveaway, which that's the one last week that hadn't been claimed, but the lady in question has now claimed it has been posted out, so thank you for that. And the other one, the Celtic Angel, the Celtic Christmas, has arrived safely in its new home, so that's very good. I'm very pleased about that. So congratulations, ladies, and I do hope you really enjoy working on them. So this piece, Kate doesn't name her fabric, so this is from January, February 2024, and I got it this time in opalescent. I'm not sure if it's picking up the sparkle or not, but it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of fabric. I love this so much. Nice mottling, nice gold colour. So no idea what's going in that yet, well, although that might change when we talk about what some of the other haul I've got lurking here. We shall see. So there was that. I'm just putting the tag in so that I remember what it's called. And then my Monster House stitch along from last year from Satsuma Street. That was July August Fabric of the Month Special 2024. I again asked for a fat half of that. That was a glorious piece of fabric. Oh, these are linen, by the way. Did I say it? Even if I can't recall, but they're linen. The linen I get from Kate. It's sparkly. So there's that lovely, lovely mottled purple. It is gorgeous. So I've now got a fat half of that. That is going to be fun. I'm not sure what lies in my future for that one at all yet, but I've got it. So hey ho, we're all good. All good in the hood, as they say. I'm going to say that to Carl. Says, what hood? What are you talking about? What are you smoking these days, he says. Not that I do, hasten to add. Right, the other thing that came in, I'll put pictures of the charts here for these, roughly, if I can remember. Take a note of that, just must remember to adjust for the faux pas at the beginning and the timing. Where are we? 25 minutes plus. I don't have the charts for these yet. I've got them all kitted up as far as threads and fancy stuff goes, but I've not got a chart yet. I'm fingers crossed for a sale. So what I've got here are 2 chatelaine kits that I got from Zarina at Hawkins Hobbies. I decided to indulge myself because I'm really enjoying Poison Garden Mandala. That's going to come out again probably in November to be worked on. And I thought I might as well get a couple more. So I had a wee bit of money at the start of the year to treat myself, so I did. So, first, the picture I'm going to put up, the first one is Blue Moroccan Lace. That I snaffled off Facebook and off the Chatelaine group, and it's a piece that was stitched by Clint the Boy Stitcher, who has made the most wonderful job of it. And let me bring out the goodness to let you see it. So this one is all done in specialty threads. There's not a DMC to bless yourself with in this one. So we've got all the Cranix. This is glorious, this. So Cranix and Silk Lame, or Silk Lame, depending on how you want to say the word. Aren't they just lovely? Well, it's not Cranix, it's Petite Treasure Braid rather than Silk Lame, or Silk Lame. So they're lovely. Got some Glorianas. And some Dinky Dyes. Oh, what a beauty. I love these blues. And a couple of, well, it's two skeins of the same water lily. This is Bermuda Reef. So, all together. Oh, there's a couple more Glorianas and Flossaway bags here as well, because you didn't need a full skein for those, but there's enough there. So there's the colour palette. Isn't it beautiful? No idea whether that's going to get stitched on yet. I'm so keen to get this underway because I think it's the colours and the threads, and it's a whole experience working a chatelaine. It really is. What did Zarina tell me? You get stories of everything as well, which is always good. So Gloriana have changed the way they supply the silk threads. Previously they were 4 and 6 yards with a skein, but a skein is now made up of 2 yard lengths, 6 yards in total. Because chatelaines stitch the amount of thread needed, you can use this to calculate the price of the kit. So they'll give you what you need plus a bit more just to make sure you're not going to run out if it's less than a skein. So it saves a wee bit of money because we all know these chatelaines are not cheap to kit up. I would recommend Zarina for these. This is the second time I've used it for chatelaines, and it's great. It takes a while, but then these supplies are hard to come by. That's why we get somebody else to get them for us, and it is well worth the wait. Chased up ones just to see how we're getting on. This should give out a very good clear progress report of where things were, and then a couple of weeks later, popped through the letterbox. Which is great. These are all they're going to be. I'm not going to bring these out, but it gives you an idea. There's a whole ton of Delica beads in there and everything else that's needed for it. So you get everything. There's been a couple of replaced items because Swarovski, I think, has gone. So they've been replaced with similar things, so as the integrity of the design is maintained. So I'm very happy with that. So looking forward to that becoming a whip. As I say, I haven't bought the charts yet, but I'm hoping that there'll be a sale on the Chatelaine charts towards the end of the year, maybe a Black Friday. If not, I'll just have to bite that bullet and buy the charts. But I'm buying those PDFs because you need to be able to zoom in to see what you're doing. The other one I bought was for the hummingbird tile. The picture you see of that will be was from Instagram from Laurie Sharky Stitcher here on Flosstube as well, and she was doing it, and it was she who was the inspiration for me getting this, because I just loved that piece. So I thought, right, I want a shot at that. So I did. So this one does have DMCs in it as well, but I asked Zarina not to send me the DMCs for it because I've got a full set, so I might as well work from that, mightn't I? So again, she'll keep you fully informed, and she wasn't able to get me two of the silk lame carves for this, but I did find them somewhere else. I've got them coming this week, so that this will be fully kitted up, but that's fine. She said, I think she was having problems getting them from her supplier, but she says you can wait if you want, and I'll send you these out, and I can send them out. And I says, no, it's all right. Just send what you've got. I'm quite happy with that, and I can source two silk lame cards by myself easily enough. So here's the specialty stuff that I've got. So we've got, what have we got here? This is a Gloriana Spanish moss. Got another Gloriana here, which is Deep Blue Sea. Feels like that should be in the Blue Moroccan Mandala. And a couple of Petite Treasure Braids PB36. Kind of bronze gold. Which is lovely. And so everything else in that is DMC. It is a smaller piece, of course, that's why there's not so much thread there, but it has a whole load of bling in this tile. There's lots of lovely bling. Oh, I think some of the hummingbirds are fully beaded. So this is a bead pack. There's Delica beads here until they're coming out your ears. So that was great. Very pleased with these. There you go, that's where I got them from. That's Zarina's details. There's an online shop, and she's on Facebook as well. Zarina runs 3 retreats a year. The Mirabilia retreat, the Nobam not only but also Mirabilia retreat, and the Bella Filipina retreat, all down in Northampton. One day I might meander my way down there, but that's a good 5-hour journey. Yeah, that 5-hour bit doesn't float my boat so much. So one day maybe we shall see. I may turn up. I have 2 retreats to look forward to. I've got one in October. Not that long away now, must be only about 3 or 4 weeks. The Tartan retreat down in Dumfries, my old stamping ground, where I used to live and work. And then I have the Scottish Stitching retreat in Castle Cady near Cumbernauld in November, so it's getting to that season. So you probably haven't seen me, you probably noticed I've not mentioned bags so much. That's because I'm concentrating more on making bags for the Scottish Stitching retreat in November. I need to build up my stock. You have all depleted it, which is not a problem. It has been my joy, my pleasure to make bags for your stitching, and that will continue. As usual, if you're interested in a bag or so, just get in touch. I can show you what fabrics I've got in hand, and we can have a wee chat around what you might want, what it's going to cost, and take it from there. If you do want to do that, please do, in all seriousness, please do get in touch. Email and Instagram work for that. Right, what else? I think that's everything this week. It's just plans. So plans will be the usual. Temperature stitching, frost and velvet, and I think we'll continue with Amphitrite because Angel of Winter, although I'm going to keep going with it, I'm not quite got over the thought of that setback, I'm not quite ready to face her yet. She's just going in the naughty corner for a wee while. But it has freed up a frame for someone else to go into, which is a good thing. So that'll be my plans for the coming week, and also I'll be making bags. I got some fabric in last week, and I got some bagging supplies. So I'd run out of fusible interfacing, so that arrived. And I've got my calico, so we're all good for lining. So it's as usual a busy-ish week craft-wise. That seems to be what I fill most of my time with nowadays, my crafting. Since I finished work, nearly 2 years ago now, December 23, I took my early retirement. I was very fortunate. There's not been a day I've woken up thinking, what am I going to do today? I have nothing to do. What will I do? How am I going to fill my day? It just doesn't happen. I feel I'm repeating myself. I'm sure I said this last week. Anyway, it's true, it just doesn't happen. It can be 5 o'clock and I'm thinking, where did that day go? It's great fun. I love it. Wouldn't swap it for the world. Between that and being with my wonderful husband, my life is so good. Touch wood. I'm very blessed, very lucky, and all that good stuff. Right, I think that's it. So, have a good week, people, with your stitching. Leave your comments below as usual. Let me know what you've been working on. Always good to hear, like I said at the start of the video. Any questions, as usual, please do put them down below. Again, for the upcoming interview with Carl, or the Q&A with Carl, any questions you might have to throw his way, please do. If you can email me those, that would be very helpful, because I can then cut and paste that out into a document, so that I have a document to hand to read the questions off. He will have prepped up beforehand, the answers. I'm not going to... He doesn't do instant reaction kind of thing, not so well, but we might throw in a couple of curveballs just to see what we get. Ooh, that's naughty. We'll see. What else is there? I think that's it. So have a good week of stitching out. Do get lots of those stitches going. Throw the thread at the needle and get it through that fabric. Paint lovely pictures and all the good stuff. And I'll be back next Sunday to tell you how this week has gone. Bye.